morning, everybody, and welcome to The Trust Factor, the only podcast that guarantees your success when you implement its divine age-old teachings. That was the new intro to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't recognize the song, it was Shir Ma'alot, a song of ascents, a psalm written by King David. That song, as you heard it, was played. It was a guitar solo, a cover that was played by a spectacularly talented musician, an Israeli guitarist named Kfir Ohayon. Big inspiration to me. I started with guitar about 2 years ago, and I always wanted to play, always wanted to learn. It was one of those bucket list things. I never got a chance to learn it, but I always wanted to. I started learning at the age of 49, if you could believe it. And it was a it still is. I'm still a beginner. I think I'm going to be a beginner for the rest of my life, but I picked it up and I love learning and I love playing and it's just so relaxing. But the point is, I came across Kfir Ohayon when I was learning and I wanted to get inspired. And this guy is just, he's just amazing. If you want to see real talent at work, look him up. He's all over the internet. Look on YouTube, Kfir Ohayon. You will have a spectacularly new appreciation for the things that a guitar can do. It's really just amazing. This song, when I heard him play it, brought tears to my eyes. Just an amazing version of the song. And so using it as the opening to the podcast, I think it's very fitting. And if you listen to the words of Shir Ma'alot, you'll understand why. Having said that, my friends, we are back into number 5 of 7. When we're done with these 7, by the way, it's the end of this chapter. And then we're into the final one, which is just a few small pages. So we're getting close to the finish line, my friends. What is the 5th response that we should say to the individual who demands a security deposit from his creator? That wealth, give me that wealth up front before I step up and do what I'm supposed to do for my own good. I'm going to delay, postpone. I'm going to procrastinate. I'm going to do everything I can to put what I need to do in order to achieve success in this world on the back burner. Why? Because it is more important for me to get from you money, wealth, fame, fortune, stability, security, all these things that I think, that I dream in my mind are the catalysts that are going to allow me to start living a proper life. And in the meantime, life passes us by. So what does he say? What's the 5th response? That when one takes a security from another individual, he has peace of mind on account of possessing the security. Because if the friend does not pay, he hopes to collect from it and benefit from it, or to sell it and use the money he receives in exchange for it. In other words, the guy didn't pay me. I'm now going to cash in. I'm going to sell his car. I'm going to sell the house. I'm going to do whatever I need. And now I'm going to have access to this security. I can use it. It's now mine. However, someone who thinks that when the Creator gives him ample funds in advance, he will have peace of mind with regards to his worldly needs, this is the answer, my friends. He has a false, unrealistic claim. Because he cannot be certain that the money will remain with him. It is possible that some mishap will occur and will separate him from his money. And even assuming that these people do retain access to their funds, their claim that they will have peace of mind once they attain their goal of worldly wealth is unfounded, and their pursuit of tranquility in this way is foolish. Because it is quite possible that this very wealth will be a strong cause of mental agitation and emotional pain to them. As it says, and as I've said before, Marbe nechasim, marbe de'agot. One who increases his possessions increases his worry. That, my friends, is a reality. This individual thinks, if I can just take security, if I could just get money from people and they can give me all this wealth and hang on to it, and then they default and I can cash it in, money belongs to me, the assets belong to me, then I can go after them for the money that I gave them in the first place or whatever it is. This whole setup that they have in their minds, that they've sold themselves this bill of goods, that if I just acquire the wealth, then I will be set, is such a falsehood. It is a lie. They are lying to themselves. Why? Multiple reasons. Number one, you may not be able to hang on to that money. Nobody guarantees you're going to hang on to it. all of a sudden expenses pop up. All of a sudden you run into so much demand for your wealth like you've never seen before. What's going on? I've been able to amass wealth for years and years. Nobody's bothering me. Suddenly, everywhere I turn, somebody's knocking on my door. Suddenly, everywhere I turn, I have another demand on me. This broke down, that broke down. And then we said, Mar ben nechasim, mar ben da'agot. You own all these assets. You have all this wealth, which means, like we've said many times, I'm worth $1 million. I live as though I'm worth 2. I'm worth 2 million. I live as though I'm worth 4, and so on and so forth. So we're constantly living out of our means, which means I've amassed all these properties that I really can't afford. I really can't, and I shouldn't be buying them. But that's my desire, to be bigger and to be stronger and to appear wealthier and to constantly play that role and to constantly chase the carrot that's being dangled in front of me. And in order to do that, which by the way is happiness, right? They're constantly dangling the carrot of happiness. If you just buy the house in the Hamptons and rub elbows with ex-presidents, then you'll be happy. If you just acquire the latest, most expensive car and you go to these car meets and you show up like the king of the world with the most expensive, newest version that nobody else has, then you'll be happy. If you just do X, then you will outpace everybody else around you. You will outshine them, and that will bring you happiness. And we all know, just by living, that is false. It is a complete and utter lie. But people fall for it, especially in this generation. We're living in a generation of people who are consuming social media at a record pace. They are taking in every Joe and his uncle and his brother and everybody on the planet is an influencer. Everybody on the planet wants to put everything on the internet for you to see, but they're not putting the tough stuff. They're not putting the downside. They're only exposing you to what they want you to be exposed to, which is, look at how great I am. Look at how wonderful my life is when I can go anywhere and pull out a wad of cash from my pocket and just hand it out to people on the street. When I can go and help the homeless. Yeah, right. You're not helping the homeless. You've got that video camera zoomed in on you. That's the main priority here, is how to build your bank account. And if you could do it by helping the homeless, then you'll help the homeless. But would you do it if you didn't have the video camera on you? That's the picture of social media. This generation is being brainwashed more than any other generation to believe the nonsense. And so that's why I'm talking about it, because people of this generation and the younger generations who are up and coming need to know the truth. And social media is not going to tell it to them. The government is not going to tell them this stuff. Hollywood is not going to tell them these things. They're going to tell them the exact opposite. Why? Because it sells. And it gets these people to put their hands in their pocket and dish out their money and their time and their energy and their talents to be able to support these people in their quest to make money. And you know what the worst part is? Even these people who are out there telling you that they've made it, they haven't made it. They're miserable. Their lives are upside down, and you will never know that. You know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to take my word for it, because they will never show it to you. If you've got proof of this and you want to put it out there, I'm happy to receive it and share it on this podcast. But here's the reality. They're never going to show it to you. If you want to learn the hard way, then believe them and run after the Holy Grail and the carrot that they dangle in front of you. But you will find out the hard way, my friends. That's just the reality. Another question. What about life insurance? Can I buy life insurance, or is that me not believing in God? Is that me being foolish? Is that me saying, you know what, God, I don't know that I'm going to have enough over here. I need life insurance. And just to wrap this up with a little bow, there are modern day leaders of the generation who have discussed this concept in depth. And the bottom line is the answer to the question, can I buy a life insurance policy for myself, for my family, if I should pass? The answer is yes and no. Two answers. Why yes and why no? Because yes, you can buy it. Because today we're living in a generation that is weak when it comes to its trust in Hashem. We cannot live on the level that our sages used to live at. And so today it's become the norm, the standard. And the leaders of the modern generation have told us that it is equivalent to putting money aside to pay for a child's wedding, to pay for an unexpected event. Today, that is the norm. It's a standard by every everybody in this generation. So the short answer is yes, you can buy that insurance policy. But the answer is also no. Why? Because somebody who operates on a real high level of trust in their creator doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. Now, I'm not telling you that that's you. I don't even know if there are many people like that who exist in the world today. But if they do exist, then they are the ones who are the exception to the rule. And you know what will happen with those people? They will be perfectly fine all through the days of their lives, and even beyond. Their families will be well taken care of, even without the insurance policy, because the number one insurance policy you could ever acquire in this world is trust in your creator. That wraps it up today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Trust Factor Podcast. I'm Jesse Revivo, your host. It's been a pleasure, and we will pick up tomorrow. Have an amazing day.